Hare Krishna, greetings from Bogota. I don't, okay. Hare Krishna, I got in late last night and I haven't chanted yet. It's 6:30 in the morning here, 7:30 there. So I haven't chanted yet and I didn't prepare. But I will read through the verses and we will discuss them. Okay? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Uh, uh, Book 2, Chapter 3, Text 127. Tathāpi tad-rasa-jñaiḥ bhaktir nava-vidhāñjasā sampādyate vicitraitad rasa-mādhurya-labdhaye. Yet devotees who understand the rasas of devotional service may practice all 9 forms of bhakti to easily obtain the sweetness of its diverse tastes. Purport. Although devotees can attain Vaikuntha by any one of the 9 practices of bhakti, they often like to engage in all 9 to enjoy the supreme, indescribably blissful taste of those transcendental activities. Each of the practices, beginning with Shravana and Kirtana, gives a sweet satisfaction of its own. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Taksuranmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishnam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sapadantikam Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Sri Krishna Chaitanya. I'm going to do this another way. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So greetings from Bogota. I think it's a wonderful city for sharing Krishna consciousness. Um, they have a joke, I don't know, let's see, that there are no atheists in foxholes in Mexico. Foxholes was World War I. When they would fight, they would have these dig out troughs and bombs could fall into them, and then you'd have to get out and charge to the next one. And things were so out of control that you had to take shelter of God. Your material protective agents were gone. And that's how the material world works. It's just I give the example of the experiment where they put 10 frogs. They had two rooms, 10 frogs in each, with a big pot. One had hot water, one had boiling water. They opened the doors. I've told this many times. The door with the boiling water, the frogs were alive, and the hot water, they died. Because the boiling water they touched and they jumped out. The hot water they got used to and it dehydrated them, dehydrated, dehydrated them, and they died. So it's analogous to the material world. If everything stays okay, it's not okay. It will kill you. If you got everything that those who have everything had, you'd be miserable. Think of the rich and famous and the duality when they get older, knowing that they're on kind of an extended death row. I also gave, it's my own analogy that material pleasure is like it could be looked at. Of course, it has a value too to make the mind peaceful if it's done in a regulated way. So I don't want to preach complete renunciation. But it also has the element of the last meal on death row, in the sense there's that duality when hanging over your head is the temporality of the material existence. Um, yeah, so I'm losing track of where this went, but it sounded interesting, I hope. Um, yeah. Um, let's see. Hmm. Okay. Um, let's get to the Bṛhad-bhāgavatāmṛta. The genius of Sanatana Goswami. I'm making it a priority to study with Srila Dhanurdhara Swami. Shrindata Swakata Krishna Punyasha. We go back and forth. It's and we're studying it in different groups, unpeeling layers and seeing the genius of Sanatana Goswami's objective to give us that faith in the goal. I define in Sanskrit faith is Shraddha. Faith is Shraddha. And Shraddha means it means faith, but it means real faith. And what is real faith? When you trust in the thing that actually gives you the happiness that you're seeking for. Real Shraddha is Brahmanda Brahmate Konya Bhagavan Jeev Guru Krishna Pasadi Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. Real Shraddha is that faith that comes from the experience of devotion. So I don't know, I was talking about the frogs and something, the real faith. Um, anyway, Sanatana Goswami is trying to give us that faith. And there are intellectual challenges to it because the form of that faith, which is the Vraja Gopis, which are born of Mahabhav, born of Prema, um, is mixed with a kind of distress that we would associate with ignorance and a type of eroticism that we would associate with passion. So Sanatana Goswami is like, he has this task. It becomes really clear. He has this task of and this experience. When I realize in studying the Bṛhad-bhāgavatāmṛta that he has this real experience. He's speaking from that platform of experience. And therefore he has the faith to give it. But it's hard to give it. And how do you give trust in it? And how do you give trust in an experience before people have it? Well, Well, you can give it to them intellectually and experientially. And the experientially is somehow by studying these books, Vacca Sambandha, that these books, the sound vibration, the association, the mercy of Krishna, they'll give you a drop. And that drop will inundate any other pleasure one can have. It'll give you some impetus and with a philosophy. And I really like that gives you faith. And Hari Kirtan, he's going to be at our retreat in upstate New York. Still waiting on Jai Jagannath. He'll let us know in May. But we have a really wonderful, deep family Krishna conscious retreat. Hari Kirtan, and he made a commentary on Bhagavad Gita, and I love the point he said. Rather than studying the Bhagavad Gita from our perspective, our intellectual perspective, and trying to give faith, we get enough of that faith that we can look at the world through the lens of Bhagavad Gita and see reality. And I think we must all have that experience of getting transcendental knowledge and look at people who don't have that. You know, I walk in New York City. I haven't been there in a while, actually. Walk in New York City um, and see the uh, people, how lost people are. We should be so thankful that we have this transcendental knowledge in this world of dukkhalayam avishashritam, temporary and suffering. Um, so he has this strategy and he wants to present this and he does it so carefully. And he lets you know on the way that these things are not easy to understand outside of the realm of faith. And this is an idea that I myself am working on, and why things are understood from the realm of faith, trust, because it's very personal. We're told that the holy name is a person. We're told that the Bhagavatam is a person. We're told that the deities are a person. And people reveal themselves to those who have trust. And Prabhupada said, well, it's not exactly just an electrical shock, but we use our intellect in Krishna's service to try to understand things. But the ultimate revelation will come by the mercy of Krishna. We serve him with our intelligence. It appeals to our intelligence, and it brings us beyond our intelligence. So now we're in the part of the story of this Gop Kumar's journey. And Gop Kumar's journey is Gop Kumar's journey is, you know, showing us how you walk there and what qualities you need. And he has that faith in his mantra, he has that faith in his guru as the engine of spiritual advancement. And then along the way, you'll see he'll meet Narada Muni and Uddhava, etc. And as that engine of devotion goes, with the qualities and culture of Vrindavan and Shastra and the instructions of Siksha Guru, his faith deepens, his understanding deepens, and he reaches the destination. So here we're at the part where Lord Shiva, seeing again his qualities, his desire of associate. Another point, when he saw the four Kumaras, he just became distraught. I'm not qualified. I want to serve them. This element of greed, beg, borrow, or steal, I want it. This element of greed, this is what I want. And if I don't get it, I die. I remember Ayendra Prabhu coming into my room and he said, I want to understand my relationship with Krishna. He was desperate. That's faith. You understand the value. That's why we can be patient. We can be patient because what we want is not a cheap thing. It's way, way, way beyond our qualification. But what we want to obtain that is beyond our qualification is so great that it has the quality of mercy, which can bestow on something or someone that which they don't deserve, that which they don't deserve. So therefore, one of the qualities of advancing is ashabandha. My my hopes have cannot be bound. Because of your mercy, my hope cannot be bound. So Gop Kumar wants to get that association of the four Kumaras and Vaikuntha, which Ganesh and then Lord Shiva explained that. Because Lord Shiva said, I am not even qualified. Of course, we're of the parts where his beloved associates just understand the degree of Lord Shiva's humility and protect him. I told you, I heard many, many years ago in a lecture by a sadhu in Vrindavan that disciple means chhatra or umbrella. They cover, they protect the faith of the guru. So when the guru is self-denigrating, they know you're not different than Krishna. You're the best person to represent Krishna and present Krishna consciousness. And then the Vaikuntavasis, as they're explaining this, they turn to Gop Kumar and they say, "You're one of us." And you have such an exalted guru. You come from Vrindavan. You're a devotee of the Lord. You have the qualities to attract the mercy that will qualify one or bring one to Vaikuntha. Honor the Bhagavatam and hear the pastimes of Krishna and let the pastimes of Krishna come into one's ears, through one's heart. And that certainly will bring you to the abode of Krishna. So we're up to the part today where the Vaikuntha Vasis are explaining, and now they explain a devotion. You have devotion, and they're going to glorify it, that you can obtain the rasa-mādhurya-labdhaye. You can obtain the taste of the sweetness of the vicitra, the varied practices of bhakti. If you can rasa-gya, we talked about that great Vaishnavi, one of my favorite Vaishnavis, passed away. What a loss. Rasa-gya. If you understand the rasa-gya of bhakti nava-vidhāñjasā, you understand the transcendental taste of devotional service, then you understand that taste and you will see devotion in various shapes and diversities in all practices. I read this one quote. It was a disciple who was very, very learned, and his guru was more learned. And on the back of the book, I was looking and see if I get this book, and it was really the quote was very heavy. The quote was very heavy, and it says, eventually, what will happen to a devotee is that his taste will be the like for service and not even the particular activity he's doing. So there can be that kind of essence of devotion, and he'll feel the taste and things as various from kirtan. Although, someone may be so into kirtan, but I'm not into japa, or this and that, and I'm not into deity worship. He'll see the deities, and he'll not, because what'll happen in devotion, you won't only just see and hear, you will feel the devotion. You will feel the deities. You'll feel the holy name. You'll feel the Vaishnavas. The Maharaj once told me that, um, he was a great sports champion in Bihar, almost famous. And when he joined, they gave him office work because he was also intellectual. And it was very difficult for him. And therefore, he got so frustrated. I don't know if you call it bloop, because he went to Govardhan. And every time he saw a devotee, he cried. Every time he saw Govardhan Hill, he cried. Every time he heard the Bhagavatam, he cried. Sweet, diverse taste. Of course, he understood that to achieve the ultimate, he had to have full sharanagati to his spiritual master, who came to get him, and he came back. Tesham kasmim chin ekasmin sadayanu tite sati swayam avirbhave prema Srimad Krishna padabhyo. When one engages with faith, I love it when I'm speaking and then the same point comes. When one engages with faith in even one of these forms of bhakti, pure love for the lotus feet of Sri Krishna automatically arises. As explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Srila Sanatana Goswami in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 22, Sadha, or faith, is properly understood in terms of trust, vishvas, and the efficacy of devotional service. Shraddha Shabde Vishvas Kone Surida Nisjai Krishna Bhakti Koila Sarvaka. By rendering transcendental loving service to Krishna, one automatically performs all subsidiary activities. This confident, firm faith favorable to the discharge of devotional service called Shraddha, faith, that nothing is lacking. I told you about this sadhaka I met in Vrindavan who just chants all day, this disciple of one of my god brothers. And with such conviction, he says, When you absorb yourself in the holy name, everything is taken care of. In other words, that's his experience. It doesn't mean you don't die, you don't get sick. But when you shift your happiness from what happens to you, when you shift it from what happens to you to how you respond, then every situation is favorable. Tathāpi karya premneva pariharaya ridruja phalatareshu kamasya vaikuntapi virodhina. Even so, the disease of aspiring for other goals may hinder devotees from attaining Vaikuntha. To keep their hearts free of this, devotees with pure love continue practicing devotional service. Even so, the disease of aspiring for other goals may hinder devotees from attaining Vaikuntha. To keep their hearts free of this, devotees with pure love continue practicing devotional service. Wow. So, unless you're at asaktis, where you're so absorbed in devotional service, then there are other voices of desires. So the only way is to continue, continue to practice devotional service, especially Taramadye Sarvashreshte Nama Sankirtan Niraparade Poya Prema. Of all the items of devotional service, chanting the holy name is best, and if one does it without offense, one can easily attain prema bhakti. I'll read the purports because prema, pure love of God, is never tainted by desires for selfish benefits. The definition of devotion is anya bilashita shunyam jnana karma jnanabritam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam anya bilashita, without any desires that are motivated and extraneous to serving Krishna in a favorable way. Such ambitions cause all sorts of anxieties, which burn the diseased heart. Selfishness burns the diseased heart. Although we have a certain expedience in us, thinking that if we get more advantage for our control, and then we'll become happy. A devotee who wants to experience the higher reality of prema must cure himself of this heart disease. Otherwise, entanglements will hamper his progress towards Vaikuntha as he fulfills his ulterior desires. Selfish desires cause misfortune in this world and obstruct one's endeavor to attain the spiritual world beyond. But when one's prema is finally awakened, these harmful desires vanish, and the sanctified devotee knows only perfect happiness in this life and the next. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Yada yatadrasi bhaktir yatro papadyate tat-tat-sthanam hi vaikuntas tatra-tatraiva saprabhu tathāpi sarvada sakshad anyatra bhagavam stata nadrasyate ti vaikunto vasyam bhaktir apekshite. Although wherever there is such devotional service, the Supreme Lord truly appears, and indeed that place is Vaikuntha. Devotees must still have special regard for Vaikuntha world because nowhere else is the personality of Godhead directly to be seen. Wow. Purport. A question may arise since Prem Bhakti ridicules the happiness of Brahman realization, includes all sweet varieties of supreme ecstasy, and is available here in this world. What need is there to go elsewhere? In the Padma Purana, the Lord himself says that he can be found wherever his devotees remember him. Aham vaisami vaikunte. I do not live in Vaikuntha, nor in the hearts of the yogis. I stay inside, O Narada, in that place where my devotees sing my glories. The Vaikuntha Dutas, pointing out that there is one reason why Vaikuntha Loka is more desirable place for devotees in the material universe. Only in the transcendental world, Vaikuntha is the Supreme Lord, always visible with all his variegated charm, beauty, pastimes, and Purana, because I didn't prepare it, but saying that Prem Bhakti is so powerful, but there's still a reason to go to the spiritual world. And a god brother of mine just sent me something similar to this about the practice of Krishna consciousness and the difference between Sarup city and Vastu city. Sarup city is a mentally conceived form that's representative of your spiritual identity. And Vastu city is, Vastu means when it's actually substantial. So there's something, Prabhupada to go back to Godhead. Vaikuntha planet. So it's always nice that there's perfect, more perfect, and most perfect. Sarvapakarika bhaktis tad-rasa-jñaiḥ the sampādyate nirvigya tanishtai bahubhisaha. Nowhere else can such bhakti to him in all its forms be realized forever without disturbance and in the company of so many surrendered devotees. So again, somehow, because this book is about Goloka Mahatyam, the glories of Goloka, and Gop Kumar is going there. So why go there? Somehow, if just by prema, all these incredible things happen. But it says here, there's some speciality in it. It's most perfect. The devotional service in Vaikuntha is unmixed with material tendency. It is motivated solely by pure prema. Because in Vaikuntha there are none of the frustrations imposed by time and physical limitations. The Vaishnavas who live there in their spiritual bodies can enjoy the rasa of Prem Bhakti with full freedom, available nowhere else. All Vaishnavas therefore should give Sri Vaikuntha Loka the honor it deserves. So this conception of being beyond time and not actually having any experience, well, maybe an experience, when you do become absorbed, there's no time. Time is the past and the future. It doesn't exist now. When you become absorbed, we all have that experience. So there's another realm, and it's hard for us to wrap our mind around it. Wouldn't you get bored in eternity? But then I heard this thing. I actually had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful program on Sunday, beyond my expectations, actually. And really a treat that my godbrother Vishnu Gada came from Philadelphia. And He's a wonderful kirtanier, has so many talents. Been a devotee since about 1970. And Namras, he came, he also led kirtan. That was a treat. And whereas Gail, Shameshri, her famous daughter, Gail is now known as the mother of Shameshri. She led such a wonderful kirtan. And the 15 different preparations of the feast. But I made one point there, and I heard this where someone quoted Hari Parshad, the scholar, and he said in aesthetics, you could be overcome by a poem or a drama and have this sentiment of wow. And he said that's almost like a drop of Brahman realization and living in that eternally. Wow. But still we can't conceive it. But I always make the point that logically we can't conceive the ultimate reality, only that logically we can understand it's beyond our conception. I give a very simple argument. There's two possible mutually exclusive conceptions of reality. It began at a particular time and there was nothing before, or it exists eternally. Either one of those options is beyond our reality. And what does it mean that God is always existing? It can't be that God is not existing and then he's existing, but he's always existing. That means what? What concept is that where you go back in time and there's no beginning of that? And it's a reasonable conception of reality that's beyond, way beyond anything we can conceive within our mind. So it says here that the Vaikuntha, there's a realm where God and all its forms and bhakti can be realized forever and without disturbance. And in the company of Bahubi Saha Nishtai, these dedicated with many Bahu Nishtai devotees, many devotees. I think the only answer is to become humble, that so many things are beyond us. Nadendriyam anakaya cheshta rupam naviditam nitya satya ganananda rupasahi gunatiga. You should not consider devotional activity merely an activity of the body, senses, and mind. In fact, the eternal absolute reality manifests itself as the most intense ecstasy beyond the material modes. Navidhi, you should not consider. It's simply a chesta of the indriya, the mana, the kaya, the body, the mind. No, it's nitya satya. It's absolute, eternal. Guna anand, intense ecstasy. And guna atiga, beyond the modes. So as far as my understanding of devotion, it's not an activity of the body, mind, and senses. It may be experienced through the body, mind, and senses, but it's something else. It's Krishna's internal potency. It's not the external potency, it's the internal potency. And when one becomes absorbed in that internal potency, then the body, mind, and words, the body, mind, and senses tadatmika, like an iron rod and fire, they become one with that. Uh, Purport. In text 123, where the Vaikuntha messengers advise Gopkumar to practice devotional service, bhaktim anutishta, this might be mistaken to mean that bhakti is a ritualistic practice, something to be accomplished by human endeavor. So the endeavor cannot create bhakti. The endeavor can attract bhakti. And as soon as you think the endeavor can create bhakti, there'll be an ego where you can never get bhakti. You have to come to the point of some kind of desperation as a reflection of humility that I want this, but it's much greater than anything I can achieve. To correct this potential misunderstanding, they here explain that pure bhakti is never approached by material senses. Even though hearing is done with the ears, chanting with the tongue, remembering with the mind, and praying on other activities with the limbs of the bodies, these activities are not material. They are spiritual activities that can be performed only by a devotee's awakened spiritual senses. There are spiritual senses. There's a different reality. And with those spiritual senses, you chant the name, and it's beyond any pleasant sound or sweet sound or sweet poetry, or it's something way beyond that. And I remember in the CC when Lord Chaitanya is discussing prasadam, he says, "What is this? It's the same camphor, it's the same rice, it's the same sugar, it's the same milk, it's the same, but it's something beyond that you can create with those elements." We'll do one more verse for today. Nigune Satchidanandat Mani Krishna Prasadata Sparanti Vilasyatma Bhaktanam Bahudam Ude. By Lord Krishna's mercy, his devotee happily realize this devotional service in many varieties. It reveals itself to them in their hearts, which are free from the material modes and immersed in eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Sat Chit Ananda. Atmani, revealed, Krishna Prasadata, by Krishna's mercy. Spuranti means a spurt. Spuranti is like a spurt. And the devotee realizes this very happily. Purport. If devotional service could be performed only with spiritual senses, how can conditioned souls ever qualify to engage in it? They can be purified sufficiently to begin transcendental hearing and chanting of the glories of the Lord only by Krishna's mercy. Devotees mature in their practice, their individual tastes gradually appear. In a higher level of advancement, their reciprocation with Krishna becomes increasingly precise, diverse, and ecstatic. So, not bad for just waking up without chanting, but because it's been a really good period where every day, now in the West, it'll be at 9:30, unless myself and Niranjan Swami are doing something, that every day I study with him. And on Sunday, I have this class. Monday, with the teachers of Malika Mala's Gita organization. Tuesday, a small group of devotees from Vrindavan. Wednesday, this class. And then now back in the West, Friday with New Zealand. Okay, Jamuna Jaya, get the ball rolling with your
Hare Krishna Mars. Greetings from my car in Patterson, New Jersey. Thank
Where
you
were you
so
going?
much for what?
Where are you going?
I've arrived. I'm the next month and a half. I'm going to be doing a special program on Wednesdays for second graders. So I get here early
For
enough so I
where?
can park my car.
You, you, you,
I'm in Patterson, New Jersey, doing a special program for little kids for like second graders in a school.
okay.
So
And I
I
mentioned to you about that bhakti immersion. If you could take like a half hour stories, you have any idea what are good stories to share?
Oh yeah, Mirage. Well, thank you so much for asking. I think Mother, when Krishna eats the dirt is always a wonderful story to share,
Oh,
or
great.
the
Krishna
Damodar
Lila.
Leela.
That's really
Yeah,
nice.
I I think that
Yeah.
would be I'd be honored to give that a shot. Thank you, Mirage.
Okay. All
But
right.
in today's class, I really loved the unpacking of Ashtabandha. My hope cannot be bound because it's in your mercy. I've heard that a lot, but today it really hit that it's your mercy. Krishna is so great that of course I'm going to be hopeful because it's your mercy. So I really love that. I love that point so much today. That made so much sense.
Wow. Great. And keep up the preaching.
Thank
The
you,
Bhakti
Mirage.
Center needs people there that are committed, dedicated, and the teacher trainings. And yeah.
No, with your mercy, Mirage. Thank you.
Okay. Haribo, Haribo.
Very
I saw Susan in Mayapur briefly,
I
but
know she told me. Yeah, she's super. She's so committed. It's just an honor to serve beside her. She's a real
yeah, I couldn't
she's the
meet her though because
yeah.
her schedule was so intensely packed.
Yeah. Yeah,
Uh,
Yogi True kept them on the run the entire time. But she
yeah.
showed me a picture she took of you from the back. You were walking and she was behind you and she took a picture of
Okay.
you.
All right. That's good. Okay.
Thank you, Raj.
Okay. Gail, Haribo.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Yeah, this is AKA the mother of Sameshwari.
That's
And
it.
I,
You have to be humble.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
did she enjoy the program?
Yes, she did, of course. Who could not have enjoyed that program? It was wonderful. And
It,
I thank you again for always giving her the opportunity
well,
to.
I never really heard her lead kirtan before. She's something, huh?
No, you've given her other opportunities at other programs to do it, you
Yeah,
know?
no, no, she's really full on. It's so perfect because she's, a dancer, a entertainer, a talker, or what, and
Yeah.
Indra Swami is like engaging all of her
Yeah,
in that
well,
activity.
Maharaj, and to do Maharaj, that's her guru, but you're her original guru because you've been in her life since she was 3.5, and in our house, you're the only person who doesn't need a name. When we say Maharaj, everybody understands we mean Dhanurdhara Maharaj by default. Everybody else has to get a name attached. But you're the only one who is just, if we say Maharaj, we know which Maharaj we mean.
It's great. That's great. And by the way, were you kind enough to bring home some prasadam for Joseph?
Oh, that goes without saying, Maharaj. His thing, he always gets the sweets. That's his interest, the sweets. And he, even though I always bring him, he always asks for it anyway. He's just like waiting by the door with drool dripping down the side of his mouth, waiting for the sweets. So I was so happy that I was able to give him the one, your favorite there from
Which
Vrindavan.
ones did he like?
Oh, I mean, he does like all of them, but I only brought my favorites, which was the one that Sri Rupa made. She left now, but that was
Which one
one.
was
And
that?
it was the like coconut bars with butterscotch chips in them, you know, and
Okay.
and also Kishori's almond cookies. That was
Did he
those were
get the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Vrindavan ones that I was so happy I was able to give him your favorite.
did he like the Vrindavan ones?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, sure.
And did he get the samosas, the fruit samosas,
Yeah,
the
yeah, he got
turnovers?
that too. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, good.
But
Very
Maharaj,
important.
I do have to squeeze in just one question.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you were talking about um, the fact that by faith, or when we no, it's like this. I think you said it like this: when we get the mercy of Krishna, right? Krishna reveals himself to us,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? But I was wondering if we could also say this, that as our faith increases, we realize the mercy of Krishna. It's like, it, it's, I don't know, is it the chicken
Okay.
before the
I
egg?
understand your question. That's a very good question. So you're saying there's one concept that Krishna's always giving the mercy,
Yes,
right? He's
yes.
always giving the mercy, and we're just not realizing it.
Yeah, because
Uh,
we already know his name, right? Just if we know his name, we have.
This is what I'm thinking now, and Gail, I'm a hopeless speculator. So this is what I'm thinking now, is that we're always giving Krishna's mercy. But when we realize Krishna's mercy and we respond, then he'll reveal more and more of himself.
Hmm.
So it's like that. Let's say the father is always giving the mercy, right? But then
Yeah.
when the child responds, right,
Uh-huh.
then he may
Yeah.
be more intimate. He may reveal something more that he couldn't before. Although he's always kind, he's always compassionate. Okay.
Or we'll just realize more that we couldn't before. I mean, he gave himself already in the form of his name. He gave everything already,
But within the name, it is the form, the qualities, and the pastimes.
and he's given all of that, but we haven't realized
Anyway, I'm sticking with what I say. It's
it.
both. Okay.
Okay,
All
okay,
right.
okay.
Okay. Good.
I appreciate it.
Um, okay. Anybody else like to say hello to my Bhajan Kutir in Bogota?
Hi, Krishna Garage. Hello, Govinda.
I'm Bṛhad. Thank you for class.
Hey.
Class.
Okay, Haribo.
Hi,
Very well.
well.
Get ready for the installation of Lakshmi Nishringa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be exciting too, right?
Yeah. We wish you were here.
Well, I like that even I'm not here, something can go on, and
Yeah.
there's like some focus, so that's good. Okay, Haribo.
Very well.
well.
Denny, nice to see you at the
Hello,
program finally.
Maharaj. Yeah, good morning. That was a wonderful, wonderful get together, as I call it. But
Yeah, I
it was
saw
so
you were
wonderful.
really blissful.
Oh yeah. I couldn't wait to meet you, couldn't wait to meet everybody, and I was telling some of the devotees they was more accepting of me than the people in Cleveland that I've been going to for the past year. I might have to move to New Jersey now. I don't know.
Well, they don't have those programs all the time, but it is nice.
We
Well,
actually
well,
have it every twice a month in
yeah.
Cleveland.
Oh,
And
you're actually live in Cleveland.
no, I live in Akron, but
Uh,
Parma's only 40 minutes from me, so it ain't too bad. But
okay.
you know, I'm gonna go to New Vrindavan this weekend, stay there for 3 days.
Oh, so nice.
I might not be
Um,
in the
and,
class
and
on
and
Sunday.
Betty enjoyed the programs, I think.
Yeah, she's as she told you, she's not a spiritual person. She's not a religious person. She goes everywhere with me, and she interacts and everything. She just
She likes the facade.
Hey, she loved them coconut bars. I had to message people about them. Yeah, it was wonderful, and the kirtan was unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it was a
Unbelievable.
great program. Okay, great.
Okay, thank you,
Nice to
Byron.
see you. Okay, Haribo.
Very
Anybody
well.
else like to say hello?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. It's Kelly Kunja. Thank you for
Kaylee
class.
Kunjan, nice to see you. I should see you now in 2 months. You'll be there when I come to. Are you living? Where are you living? In your hometown now?
Yes, yes. But I'm planning to go to St. Petersburg and I hope to Moscow as well. So we are waiting for you.
Okay, please. It's great to see you in St. Petersburg when I come there. Okay, and also you're very close with Shamsaki, so that's nice. Okay, Haribo,
Hare
good. Anybody else like to say hello?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, this is Krishna-katha. Thank you very much for the
Okay,
class.
I'll also
Waiting for
see
you
you
here.
when I come to Moscow. Thank you, Haribo. Very nice. Thank you. Okay.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thanks for the class.
Where are you now? That's your house?
Yeah, it's in my room. Yeah, my yoga room.
Okay. Okay. The Iran drama keeps on going on and no one knows how it's going to end,
Yeah,
right?
my God, yeah, yeah.
But somehow or other, I want to go on my eating tour, right?
Yeah, hopefully Maharaj.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. In Govardhan, your mother made such a feast for all the devotees.
Um,
It was amazing. I can imagine if I went there
wow.
personally, right?
Yeah.
But it's just so good. It's just so good that yeah, that you and Satya, I told her she can't buy a ticket out of Vrindavan.
Yeah.
She can't get out of Vrindavan. She's in my room.
Oh
She
my
she
God.
she really accepts me as her Siksha Guru, Gurudev, very deeply now. So I I spoke to her the other day too. She's, in there and organizing these kirtans programs.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Now it's going to be every week she'll organize one. Okay. Okay, Haribo, and we'll see you at the retreat also. That's going to be great.
Yes, yes.
Are you allowed to fly now yet?
I mean, we don't want to risk it. Yeah.
What?
We
What's
don't
that?
want to risk it. We want to, yeah.
So you drive.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, because your passport is Iranian, right?
Yes, it's Iranian. I mean, my status is legal. I'm legally here, but still, we don't
What
want to
you
risk.
have papers,
Yeah, I do, but yeah, I prefer to.
right? And you're officially married.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope, if this regime change and everything comes, it's not the Iranian people.
Mm,
And I think the people feel for the Iranian because 80% of the Iranian people are against the government.
yeah.
Yeah.
For
And
sure.
okay. Okay, Haribo.
Thank you very much.
Okay. I'm just going to look and see all the people that attended the class today and express my gratitude for that. Um, okay. Uh, Let me just check the chat before I go. Okay, Haribo. Vancha kalpa turubhyascha kripa sindhubhya.